Today we are talking scratch speed, so let me set up and let's get going. Then I'm also going to show you examples from 3 different DJs and how they use speed in their routine. When it comes to speed drills, first thing you got to do is choose a scratch. And today I have chosen the 2-click flare. Next, choose your goal BPM, and I want to shoot for 130 BPM. Next, you're going to choose a BPM that you are very comfortable scratching. Some cases will be about 90 BPM, some higher, some lower, something that you know that you're going to nail every single time. I said nail, pause. The secret to increasing your scratch speed is going to sound counterintuitive, but hear me out for a sec. The secret is to aim for clarity and accuracy with every click. Aim for clarity and accuracy with every click. So that means every note or every click of a fader must be accurate. Now at your comfortable BPM, all you got to do is land every single click in every single place that you want it to land. And you're going to loop these for 8 bars. So in total, at this BPM, you're going to do 8 bars, 8 times. Now why I choose to do 8 bars is because it's more than 5 and it kind of makes musical sense. Once you got it down without making any mistakes, then you move on to a faster BPM. Because I started at 90, I'm going to move it up to maybe 91 or 92 beats per minute. And then I'm going to repeat the same exercise, 8 bars, 8 times, without making any mistakes. And to make sure that you don't make any mistakes, I suggest that you record your practice sessions. That's a pro tip. And if there's any mistakes, then you start again from bar 1. Another option is to maybe ask a friend or a mentor to help you with this, and they can show you where you've gone wrong. And this feels like a right time to tell you that I have a scratch course. You can find all the details below. There's also an option for an online coaching session, and I can help you out. Now, after you repeated the scratch at 91 BPM, you can increase the BPM again to either 93, 94, and start all over again from bar 1 to bar 8, have a rest, do that 8 times. And we're slowly going to increase your BPM after every 64 bars. Why I choose to do it this way is because I've had lots of conversations with pianists, guitarists, drummers, and they all seem to have a similar approach. Some piano pieces can get really hectic. They play like 120 to 125 notes in about 5 to 6 seconds, so they have to slowly work their way up to that. They don't just start off at the BPM on the sheet music. And the way they practice is to take sections of the piece that require that double time, triple time. They break it down and they just keep on repeating at a slower BPM and increasing slowly. And when I've spoken to some drummers, they do a very similar thing. When it comes to extremely fast fills, they usually break those fills down to about 1 or 2 bars, and they practice them slowly but at a constant BPM. So basically what I did to introduce this video is not good form. Don't practice that gradual increase within 8 bars. That's just flashy and it really doesn't help you practicing that. Now I'm going to show you how 3 different DJs use fast scratching in their routines and how you could possibly do it yourself. Don't copy them, just take it as a bit of inspiration. First, I'm going to show you a Tigerstyle IDA showcase. And how he used the fast scratching is by following the melody of the track. If you listen closely, whenever the synth is playing, he's following the exact tempo of the melody, but he's doing it with scratching. And it sounds amazing on a drum and bass type beat. Second DJ I'm going to show you is Vekked and his DMC winning routine. And in his routine, he has a scratch section. I think he calls it his video game routine or something like that. Very dope. And he has somehow mapped his MIDI controller keyboard to his turntable so that he can get different notes from pressing different keys on the keyboard. And in his routine, he is double timing those 3-click, 4-click, 9,000 click flares, and it sounds amazing too. next DJ I'm going to show you is DJ Rob Swift from the Executioners, and his scratch routine from Built to Scratch. What you'll notice in this routine is that he starts off pretty slow and then he builds up all the way to the end where he does his double time 2 Chirp Flares. And if you listen to the whole routine, it sounds very melodic. He has lots of elements of actual storytelling in his scratching, very similar to how a guitarist or a pianist might write a melody for a song. Ends it off nicely with those 2 click flares. If you still think you're struggling with increasing your speed, I have a few more pro tips for you. Number 1 is to practice each hand separately. Now by that I mean, instead of using the crossfader and the jog wheel or the turntable, just use one at a time. If you feel that you're having problems on the jog wheel side, do that one alone. Or if you're having trouble with the crossfader side, try and follow the beats with only the crossfader and see if you can keep up with the beat, and then later on you can start using both your hands at the same time. The second tip I have is to practice smaller sections. So you don't have to go a full 8 bars at a time. You can go 1 bar at a time and just repeat that 8 times and see how far you can get with that. And lastly is to always go back to slow practice. So if you make a mistake, you always go back down to the previous BPM that you were working at. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.